Hey everyone, this is Emmanuel, your body code practitioner out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I want to do a really quick video in regards to fibromyalgia. And the reality is there's more and more people that are dealing with pain all over their body. And so for those who don't know, I'm a body code practitioner out here. And we work with Coding Alternative. And the beautiful thing is that I do work with clients that do have certain pains, fibromyalgia pains, and maybe they've been dealing with it for 5-10 years. But the reality is that more and more, when I catch them at what they're doing, and they even acknowledge it themselves, is that these are two types of people. They said, the doctor said I should keep taking these medications that will help you lower the pain, or they're saying, I'm trying to find a holistic approach on how to bring down the symptoms of fibromyalgia. So they're doing like a healthy, they're juicing, they're doing something. So these are the two types of people there. But what's interesting is that, is there something that can be either replaced or layered on that? Now, obviously, I think the holistic, like health, I think is very, very important. But on top of that, could you use energy healing to help you? And I really feel the strong answer is yes. And I really think that body code can really help you in this area. I just want to share a really quick story. But before I do that, I think we have to acknowledge, again, the society that we live in is a society of masking. So anytime you have any type of symptom, we think, okay, let's put a pill on it and let's do that. And now the problem is, similar to those pill commercials, you've seen it like Viavex or Rolacron or all these weird, strange, almost transformer names. If you notice, what's the last 40 seconds of that commercial? What does it consist of? Beware, it may cause. Some patients have seen, they may cause. And what's really interesting to really show you how mental programming works is that you'll never, ever, ever see the reality of, like, they should show glimpses of those different negative symptoms, but they'll never do that. It's always like the guy throwing the frisbee, the dog like catching it in slow motion, then like a bird kissing another bird, and you're just like, oh, isn't that nice? And you like, oh, wait, I'm watching a commercial. Or you might say, oh, well, those symptoms are not gonna happen to me because obviously those are happy people and the writing's really small. So the reality is we have this idea where we say, I'm willing to take that risk, but they're willing to risk their liver. And Dr. Bradley Nelson, the emotion code, he talks about how we're sent in this circle where it says, like, I have this, someone says, I have this chronic, I feel like I have depression. I don't know if I do or not. I need to go find out if I have it. And then what happens is they go to a doctor and he says, you have chronic depression syndrome. So now they have that. Then they go in there, start taking these medications, these pills. Now their liver starts getting affected, highly toxified. All of a sudden their adrenals are messed up and their kidneys are messed up. Now they're really tired. And so then they call their friend, hey, listen, I'm tired all the time. I have fatigue. I think I should get diagnosed with something. And guess what they do? You go to the doctor, and guess what he adds to your one word? He just adds 2 different words, chronic fatigue syndrome. And then all of a sudden you're like, I knew it. I call up your friend, hey, I knew that I was going to get this chronic fatigue syndrome. He told me to take these other pills. All of a sudden now you're taking these pills and now you have a fungal infection, because of, lots of medication or prescriptions or these, affecting your hormones. And then now you're bloated. You have anxiety now. So now you're calling, hey, I have anxiety now. See, so it's this merry-go-round of just masking, and you just round and round you go. But the whole time, the person who's giving the medications is making money, and you're just kind of spinning your circles. And so what we're looking for now, and I think more than ever, people are looking for like a very natural, holistic way to be able to handle something, especially like fibromyalgia. And I just wanted to share a real quick story of someone that I work with. Now, I'm never going to say I cured fibromyalgia, just because you don't say those words, especially if you don't want some man walking around the street and he has a little earbud and he's just like, Emmanuel's there. Yeah, he seems like he has a rope in his garage. So let's make sure, we don't want to do that. So I'm not going to say cure, and neither would Dr. Brad ever say cure. Now, the body does heal itself. I'll say that, if you remove enough imbalances. So I'll say that again, there are underlying imbalances, underlying reasons why you're receiving the symptoms. So instead of masking the symptoms, look for the thing below it that's causing those symptoms and remove them energetically one by one. Now on top of that, if your body's recommending nutrients, supplements, herbs, then the body will tell you need this herb, you need to take it this much a week, this much, it's telling you calculated directions on what to take on top of the energy healing I've even seen the body code recommend exercise. I've even seen body code recommend certain herbs that I've even never heard about, like something cobalt herb, you know, or like, and I'm like, oh, I guess your body needs this, and your body knows, you know. So the subconscious was meant to teach us what our body needs to have a happy, healthy, wealthy life. And so, so I was tapping into this body, working with this lady, and she had fibromyalgia. She mainly had pain on the right side of her body. Like it was probably like an 8. And that's where we started. And I remember working with her, and I remember that like we were just removing some trapped emotions. There was just different things we were finding, some toxicity going on, things like that. And her pain went down just a little bit, like 9 to an 8. And I was like, oh man, like, now see, the typical person was like, man, this failed. This didn't work. And so you have to look at it as a body code practitioner does, is that was just one layer of healing. Dr. Brad says it's like a Pez dispenser. You know, so you know, like a Pez dispenser will release one Pez, and then that's what it tells you to work with, almost like foundational work. Do you build a home right away? No, you build the foundation first. You get to, like, you know, make sure the land is tended, and then on top of that, then you build this solid foundation. You know, then you build, you know, the different wood. So there's a step-by-step how to build the house. And the same thing with healing. There's a step-by-step process. And so at first the body's like, let's set up the foundation first. So we're setting up the foundation. The second time I worked with her, it went from like an 8 to like a 7. And I was like, sweet, one pain number down, you know? And most people would say, again, man, Emmanuel, like, this really isn't working. But then it was the third session. Think about this. This is close to, like, I don't know, maybe like an hour and a half worth of work. That's nothing if you think about it, compared to the many years of pain that someone's dealing with. And we found out that around age 19, some tragic thing happened, like horrible thing happened. Something to do with the mother kidnapping the daughter, just some really interesting, very diabolical thing going on in 19. And there was trauma after trauma. And she actually had what they call a spirit-body disconnection. So did you know that your body is communicating with your spirit, spirit's communicating back to the body? There's this constant relaying of information going back and forth. There was a disconnection happening that's in the body code. So I was muscle testing from a distance using the magnets to release trauma. And I found there was a miscommunication, like, you know, it was between the spirit and the body. And now I can muscle test to see how bad the disconnection is. And I don't remember what it was, but I think it was around 76% or 72%. And the more traumas you relieve or underlying imbalances you release, the percentage starts moving closer to 100%. So you have a 100% connection. And as we did that, her pain started going down and down and down. And it went down almost to like a 2 or a 1. And she told me, she's like, I think the only reason why I still have pain is because I'm moving and I'm just sleeping on a couch. And so, but other than that, it's like I don't really have any pain anymore. And a week went by, 2 weeks went by, a month went by, 2 weeks, and 2 months passed by. Still no pain. Like literally all that pain that she was dealing with is gone. And so a lot of the people, if you look at the root word of fibromyalgia, it basically says like receiving pain, like the root of it is like receiving pain from family members. And that's the reality, is she was receiving pain from her mother, like from some trauma at age 19. Who would have thought? What doctor would tell her, hey, you have a spirit to body disconnection because of the trauma you received from your mom at 19? You know, and so that's not going to happen. That's why body code practitioners is very important to look into, like, what's the real reason why. That's why when some people tell me, they go, I think I have this back pain because of me working out, or I think I have this issue because I don't eat well, or whatever. And I go, maybe. I always just tell them, like, maybe. But we have to check, we just give me the symptom and let's check the body to see what's really happening down there. But I'm just so happy for her. That's like, you know, we've helped people out that have, you know, autistic, certain issues, you know, they're the autistic symptoms, people that have chronic fatigue. There's just different things that you would think, or even very heavy addiction to medicine, anxiety, depression. I mean, all over the place, you would think that it's so hard to return to a normal life afterwards. But if you release enough imbalances, you'll see some amazing improvement. So hopefully you're inspired by that story, is that if you know someone who's dealing with fibromyalgia, there's probably a lot of energetic, emotional imbalances that are causing that. And it's probably, I know it sounds funny, but probably family related. This family has caused them pain or trauma, things like that, because that's where we get most of our pain. Sometimes just you're not a prophet in your own village, as they would say. So anyway, but there is hope in the body code for rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, autism, so many different things that we would just kind of check off and be like, well, no hope there, just take medication. And so I really feel like there's a great promise for tomorrow using the body code system. and looking for the true underlying imbalances while you're using your other holistic methods, while you're eating right and things like that. You keep doing your own work, but we can go in there and use your subconscious brain to figure out what's really going on. So with that, hopefully that story inspired you. It really did to me. That story of she's just so amazed. I mean, her life is different. When all your pain goes from a 9 to a 0 and it's all on the right side of your body and then you don't have it anymore, that's a game changer. And so I'm really happy for her, and I'm really happy that she was able to experience this type of healing. So with that, hopefully you, if you know anyone that like maybe is dealing with a lot of pain in their body, let me see if I can help them out. Let me see if we can do a complimentary session. I would love to help them out and see if we can remove enough imbalances. Maybe it's one session it takes and then it's done, but usually it takes a couple more. I mean, what if I would have given up on this lady on her second session, said, nah, you only moved 2 notches down. I would have really missed out on the third one where the combination lock just boom, there, opened it up, and then that's the big drop, came down from a 9 to 2. And so you just want to be patient with yourself. Picture yourself, how long have you had something? And and how long have we worked together? 11 years of pain. You want to take it out in 11 minutes? I mean, you have to be very realistic with yourself. But again, hopefully you enjoyed that story, and I look forward to keep serving people out there that are dealing with these physical ailments. And so with that, I'll end this video by saying, the usual thing is that the world has this false notion where I'll take care of you if you take care of me. But if we take care of ourselves, then we can authentically take care of others. And as we take care of ourselves, we can change our home, our city, our country, and we can eventually change the world. So with that, this is Emmanuel, and we'll be talking soon. And feel free to comment below, share this with people that that are dealing with body pain, lots of body pains. Just share this with them, and hopefully I can meet with them, do a first complimentary session, and I'll hone in on that pain. Let's just be a family where we don't have to deal with the physical pains anymore. So with that, take care, guys. Bye-bye.